Hey, what's happening? Happy Friday. It's Daryl here. It's not so bright and early. 7:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, honestly, I have been putting off doing this video. Why? Because it scares me. It's a very bleak subject matter. Even this morning, as evidenced by this later hour that I usually do my video, I decided to take my 4-mile, 1-hour walk around town first and give this all some really serious thought before I did the video. I usually would have done this at 3 a.m. and I'm kind of glad I did, because I started to get a small glimmer of hope, some thought on a possible happy or decent outcome. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the 2024 presidential election. I think we all know what's going on, and I think honestly, I think a lot of us are just too depressed or scared to even talk about what could possibly happen here. All right, let's start with Let's start with the Democrats and Republicans first. All right, we've all heard Donald Trump hinting at running. Now, this is why I wanted to make this video sooner than later, because I have this, my gut feeling is Donald Trump is going to announce that he's running for president 2024 any day now. I think by the 4th of July he's going to announce. Why do I think this? I think all as the people around him have been telling him to wait. I think it's kind of traditional that with midterms that usually the candidate would wait until the midterms are out of the way. And we all know Trump has no self-control. I think he's dying to announce. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I'll have some articles down below that talk about this. And personally, I think with everything that's going on with the select committee and the hearings and everything, his latest rant talked about how he wants equal time, and how can he go about getting more equal time, or whatever he thinks is equal time, by announcing his presidency. I really think that's an angle. I think the sooner he announces he runs, I think he thinks it's going to save him from any repercussions or possible arrest or jail or banning from politics or whatever. I think he's going to announce sooner rather than later. I think the 4th of July, being the flag-hugging pretend patriot that he is, the 4th of July is probably a very good, if he could possibly have enough self-control to wait till the 4th of July. I don't think he can. I think he's going to announce he's running for president any day now, within the next couple of weeks. That's why I'm making this video right now. Okay, Ron DeSantis, that's the other possibility. Ron DeSantis has said that he won't run against Trump, but I don't know. I don't believe it. Okay, so what are the possibilities here? Would Ron DeSantis, if there was a runoff between the two, who would win? Certainly not us. That's for sure. For this video, for the sake of this video, I'm going to say that maybe Ron DeSantis sticks to his word. And if Trump is going to announce his candidacy and he's going to run 2024, I think, the whole thing is his ego. He can't let go of this. It's obvious. He cannot let go of the fact that he lost. And I think he's got to run. He's going to run, and I don't think he's going to be able to keep his mouth shut much longer. I'd be willing to bet money on this. Okay, now on the Democrat side, Biden has said he's running again. Okay, my opinion on Joe Biden is he already did the best thing that he could do for the American people. He's already accomplished his goal, in my opinion. He got Donald Trump out of office. That was, to me, he was, what do you call it, when you break up with somebody and there's kind of the middle person you date, what do they call that? I can't remember what they call that, the intermediary person. I think that's kind of what Biden is. I think, it's looking now like it's going to be Joe Biden and Donald Trump. And there's several reasons why that doesn't make me feel good. First of all, both these guys are so old. I believe Trump's going to be in his 80s, Biden well into his 80s. The really icky thing, I think, for all Americans is both these guys have been in politics, even Trump now, but it's just too much. He was president already. He's been in his mind, the president in his mind for the last 4 years. He's been in the public eye. He's been president already. Biden was vice president for what, 8 years? And for these guys, they're too old and they've been around too long. I think the greatest thing, I think of Beto O'Rourke. I'm talking fantasy now, or honestly, I've come to really become a Bernie Sanders supporter. But Bernie Sanders says he's not going to run, and if Joe Biden runs, that he's going to support Joe Biden. That's what Bernie Sanders just said recently. I'll link for that down below. I love that Bernie Sanders just came out and talked about, because of the inflation, about remanaging Social Security and adding a $200 a month to Social Security recipients, making a 24 to catch up with inflation, because the system that Social Security uses now is not in reality, and giving the Social Security recipients a fair what they deserve, and plus paying off college and stuff. I would be a Bernie Sanders supporter, but he's getting too old. I think he's already had a couple heart attacks, and he's already said he's not running. So what's it look like? It looks like Joe Biden and Donald Trump. All right. So in reality, what's going to happen in 2024? What if Joe Biden wins? Do you think for 1 second Donald Trump is going to take losing if he runs? No. If he loses by a little, if he loses by a lot, he's going to spin it one way, he's going to spin it another way. This is going to spell, this is the part that I didn't want to make this video, because this looks like a good chance. The percentages are this is what's going to happen in the very near future, in the next 2 years. It's going to be between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And if Joe Biden wins, it's going to be, I don't even want to guess what it's going to be, but there's no way on earth. I'm 100% sure that Donald Trump will never admit that even if he does lose, he won't take it. And you know what what that spells? You know what just happened in January 6th before here. I honestly, the bigger and bigger divisions between the red and blue states, I hate using, the Civil War phrase, but, it scares me. It really scares me. This isn't, I'm not just saying this for hyperbole. For views or whatever, man. It scares me. I didn't even want to talk about this. Okay, so when I went on my walk just now, I actually started thinking, what about a third party candidate? That could be the saving grace of this entire country. We're already in a very bad spot. Thanks to Bannon, a lot of Republicans have been put in positions having to do with the elections in a lot of the states, and they've already said that they will never sign off on another Democrat win ever. So it's already going to be fighting an uphill battle. It's basically looking like the end of democracy within the next 2 or 3 years, where the minority Republican Trump party will try to take power. That's the reality of the sincere reality of our future. But what about a third party candidate? I think, if the younger voters, I just saw another recent article about young people coming out and swarming around Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She was extremely popular just recently with young voters, and that gave me a lot of hope. If there's a spark with the younger voters that get out there and them being tired of America being led by old guys in their 80s, and the same people, even Trump's a politician. Before he was a businessman, he wasn't part of the system. Now he is part of the system. He is a politician. He is part of the problem. He is part of the swamp. I hate using that word, swamp. But what if you get a strong third-party progressive candidate? I don't know. A lot of Hispanic voters are afraid of anything that leans toward progressive, or they're afraid of socialism from the countries they came from. I don't know. I think that's kind of undue, but I don't know what they went through in their countries. But I think we're in for some hard times. I think we think it's hard now with inflation and gas prices, but sincerely, it sincerely looks we're going to be fighting for democracy in the next 2 or 3 years. And this is no exaggeration. And the sooner we acknowledge this and get a game plan, the better. Because there's no way that Donald Trump is going to say that he lost, even if he does lose. And I think he's going to announce his candidacy in the next couple of weeks. Like I said, I'm no Bo the Fifth Column. I'm no political savant, but I don't think you need a crystal ball to see what's coming down the pike, as they say. All right, let me know what you guys think. Have a great Friday.